just get going. And with that, we are going to get going and welcome. My name is Jenfer Britton. I'm one half of the Remote Pathways podcast. Want to welcome you to our final community call of 2020. And Michelle Mullins, my wonderful co-host, can't believe that we are here at the end of the year. How are you doing this morning?
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to run through this 2020 and start 2021. I want to enjoy Christmas though first. A healthy pause and then ready to kick off the new year.
Yeah, and that's where we're going today. We've entitled today's topic, Building Your Muscles for the New Year. So whether you've been with us on every community call in 2020 or whether you are new to the Remote Pathways community, welcome. We hope that you may spend some time perhaps in these next few weeks listening in. You can find the Remote Pathways podcast at any one of your favorite podcast players. You can also visit us online at remotepathways.com. We'd love for you to share the podcast with others. And if you enjoy it, please leave a review. So with that, Michelle, how do you want to kick us off? We are building our muscles for the new year today. We've spent a lot of time recently talking about like where we were this season. How do you want to set us up with this call today?
Yeah, I think discovery, exploration, take deep dives into our hearts and maybe our calendars, just considering what's ahead. So I know you have a fun activity for us today to go around the virtual table. What's ahead?
Okay, well, today is a word search. So I'll be sharing this a little bit more at my holiday party tomorrow, but I love word searches. And so I created a bit of a Remote Pathways word search. You can actually play the puzzle online at https://thewordsearch.com puzzle/1769602 if you'd like to do this after the fact. But I thought right now it would be really fun if we just took a minute or two to have you lean into the screen, see what words pop out for you. And just like you sometimes might see on Facebook, write down the first couple of words that you find. Maybe, just maybe, those might be a focus of yours for 2021. So I'm going to give us a minute. Please lean in. You will find words that go, of course, across the screen, right to left, left to right, up and down. Take note of the first few words that you see, and then we'll go around the room to just interestingly hear what those words are for our attendees today. All right, timer's on. 1 minute. Lean in.
I want to call. Sweet. It's okay. Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that's about a minute. So I hope everyone found at least one word. Michelle, what jumped out at you?
Of course, projects, planning, programs. I think that's where my heart space is. So it definitely popped off the page for me. And then I just noticed all the words on the side. I wasn't even looking there. I was like looking at the grid, waking up this morning. How about you?
Well, and yes, the words that you can find when you have more time. I've actually just seen trust. It's sort of midway rolling up the screen. That was one of our most popular themes this year. You'll find remote also going left to right about 7 lines down. I also saw intentionality. And funnily enough, I found some other words in there like ball, eat. I don't know if anyone saw those as well. But I hope that this is just a bit of a fun way. We've got some of our regulars. We've got you, Melissa. Thanks for joining us early morning. What jumped off the screen for you today? Did you see any words there?
Yeah. So you gave us a bit of time, and Okay, well, so I was actually horrified first because the first word I saw was eat. It's in the bottom. You see
Oh, I see it.
EAT.
I
Yeah.
see it.
Anyway, I thought, okay, that's probably telling me something, you know. So, and then after that, I saw intention, innovation, intentionality, focus, momentum, planning, project, and then after you said remote, but I didn't really, yeah. So those were, I saw lots.
You saw lots.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. And really, I hope people will go and look at these at a later time. So we've got Linda back as well. Linda, what jumped off the page at you today?
Well, first off, Melissa, straight up, eat. I didn't see that, but when you said that, then I see right after eat, scaling. I was like, what is going on? And then the last word almost looks like gain. It's like, anyway, I was like, okay.
Eat and gain and then get on the scale.
Okay, so anyway, this is what I'm getting rid of in 2020. So I am focusing on, the first thing, Jennifer, what I did was I looked at the words on the side. So the words that popped out on the side were trust, projects, planning, and focus. But then when I looked on the word search board, projects and planning popped out, and then intentionality.
Nice.
So very fun. And
Very fun.
yeah, I will definitely use these words.
And Michelle and I pulled these words together. I just found a little puzzle maker online to create this special remote pathways word search, but it's a little bit fun. And I know we've got Amy who's joining us for the first time. Amy, would you like to share what jumped off the page for you today?
Sure, and I'm very happy to be here too. Well, interestingly enough, the first word I saw was rage, so I hope that is not an indication of what's going on. But I saw projects, focus, intentionality, momentum, and planning.
Nice. Well, great to have you here. And again, to our listeners, let us know. We'll include this on our Facebook page. So if you are on Facebook, join us over at, of course, Remote Pathways on Facebook. And I think that's warmed all of us up. So I hope that you'll take some of these words on the left, right? Maybe not the eat, the scaling, the rage. We can leave those behind, right? I think that's
exactly
some of the stuff we want to just leave behind, but really focusing as we go forward on our growth, our fun, our intentionality. I think the next wave might be hybrid, and organizations of all kinds are trying to scale right now. Focus and momentum has been key, as has agility. I think agility is buried in there. I'm going to have to go back after and find where agility is, because I don't think any of us saw agility. So it must really be buried. Gratitude, influence, action, remote, and change. So what a great way to start the day. So with that, here's where we've been. Again, we're going to follow this pathway next year. Again, the PlanDoTrack pathway. Earlier in the year, we started with focus. We then spent the spring months, sort of April through June, looking at experimentation. We looked at the summer months at motivation, and the last couple of months have really been about reflection. And we hope that if you haven't had time to build in some reflection time for yourself in the coming weeks, that you'll do that for yourself, make that gift for you. And we've got a special announcement at the end, because we'll be building in some reflective pauses into 2021. So Michelle, before I leave this, anything else you want to say about our philosophy that really has grown out of PlanDoTrack? But you've been a PlanDoTrack certified facilitator for like a year and a half now, which is really exciting. So anything else you want to say about some of these words and practices?
Yes, I'll just say, as a remote worker myself, the structure and organization was one of my biggest challenges. Just with freedom comes new challenges. So just having these anchor points for the year really helped guide my way. Just that simple, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, just kind of set that remote roadmap, so to speak. So thank you for that work. It's really helped.
And it's been really great as an author to see how much it's supporting others. So again, PlanDoTrack, if you don't have a copy of it, it's a workbook planner for remote and virtual professionals. Came out way in advance. It came out at the end of 2018, actually. And very much, it's an undated planner. So you could pick it up for yourself in January. You could pick it up mid-year. It really is part workbook that you can work through some of the many themes we've been looking at here And then there are content planners, monthly planners, there you go, quarterly planners, annual planners. So head on over to Amazon for a hard copy. If you would like a digital copy, I sell those over at my site at potentialsrealized.com, and there's a store, and it's less than $30. So give yourself the gift. And with that, we're going to actually go to the water cooler, because part of our favorite piece of being podcasters, I think, is facilitating this community. So if you didn't listen into our last call, which you can find over at YouTube, you'll find all of these at YouTube. Just Google Remote Pathways Podcast. You'll find the community calls come up. Last time we met with Kristen Winklebeck. She took us through a great exercise around purpose that if you didn't participate in, you might want to check out. And then this month, building your remote muscles for the new year. So Michelle, anything you want to say to set us up on this one?
Yeah, maybe the word search thing actually will come to fruition. Just a different kind of muscle that we're flexing. It's not about food, but it's a remote muscle. So yeah.
Yeah. All of these are remote muscles. And again, many of you indicated some of the words that you saw already. Looking at it in this framework, we'd love for everyone to maybe grab one word that they want to wrap their arms around. So as you think about your work and what you want to build muscles around in 2021, what is the one area that you'd like to be focusing more on? And maybe it's a word that showed up before, but maybe it's something a little different. I want to just give you a moment to think about what that word is. We'll go around the room and talk about it, and then we've got some additional questions. So think about what's going to be the muscle you want to build in 2021. Michelle, was that enough time for you to zoom into one? I'm thinking there's a lot here, but did one really stand out for you?
Yes, it's still projects, because passion projects is kind of my mission for 2021, but not mine. I want to help other people move their passion projects forward. So yeah, projects.
Love that.
How about you? I
I
can't wait
think
to
of
hear
collaboration and co-working, right? That's a duality. I think I really have seen this year in my work. It's been so important to provide a bit of a nexus, to provide a space for people to come together, to collaborate, build community, even co-work together. So I'm committed to doing that still in 2021 with a lot of different continued programs, short programs, long programs. I'm launching a mastermind in January as well. So it's, yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of great conversations in group settings, right? I've always been a group girl. That's been my thing, but very much, I think people are hungry for communication, collaboration, co-working. So who'd like to go next? What's your focus?
This is Linda, and I would say it popped off the page after we were wrapping up in the crossword, but influence, and then the influence was on here. So that's the muscle that I would want to build in 2021. I feel like it was kind of interesting to me, like, oh, wow, that resonates with me, but it really does. I think that it's kind of taken me a little bit of time to get to a place where I would feel comfortable with that word influence, but kind of feel confident in that now. Like, I want to influence people in faith. And so, yeah, that's the word that resonated with me.
Love it. And I imagine for you as well, Linda, that you'll be able to create some pretty powerful action steps around that.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm cheering you on in chat over there, Linda, because I love that. Yes.
Passion, and there it works great with you, Michelle, since Michelle is my coach. So
there you go. What a partnership.
Yeah.
So who else? Would anyone else like to share? You don't have to. Would anyone else like to claim their word, their focus?
Well, this is Melissa, and I appreciate all of you so very much. I missed last session, but I'll be listening. Michelle sent me the link yesterday, but I also could have gone to the YouTube. And so, you know, it's hard to just choose one. I chose one for my personal life, and I know personal and this is all together, but I did choose intentionality as one for sure. I want to be stronger with that in everything that I do, because you know you lose your focus if you're not intentional, and everything has to come to that. And I think that these other things are stronger. And so, and I also put fun, because, and I'm already having fun. The more intentional I am, the more fun I have, and the more I can focus and influence. So it's just all really, you know, but the programs and the other things with you know, my coach as well here, and just everything I'm learning is yeah, it's going to be an amazing year. I feel it.
Absolutely. And as you say that, I see intentionality is there twice. Isn't that? Has anyone else caught that?
Yeah.
I did. I thought that might have been a sign for me, but no, you put it twice.
It's there twice. And you know what's interesting? This year, as I've done a lot of speaking on, you know, the power of virtual conversations and coaching, one thing that a lot of people have taken away from that was the importance of intentionality on how we're showing up, intentionality on how we hold the space, intentionality on like where we want to go. So I love hearing, Melissa, that this is, you know, what you're going to be embracing. And Amy, I don't know if you want to pop in, like anything you'd like to share.
Yeah, well, yeah, really intentionality and projects are the ones that kind of stood out to me, mostly because I've had many goals that get sidetracked. So yes, and Michelle, I was coaching with her as well. So moving those passion projects forward is really my goal for the coming year. So.
Love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hear about this like whole body of Michelle's work of the passion.
Yeah.
I think it's so important, right? We need to fuel ourselves, right? Like you can only build muscles if you have fuel in your body. You need protein, you need oxygen. And I think the practices of focusing and building in time for what we love are those proteins and oxygen for really building strength. So where have we been? We've been a lot of places. Actually, just yesterday, one of our favorite episodes sort of dropped, and that was our year in review part 2, where we got to celebrate our season 1 remote pathways guests. And as you think about where we've been on so many great areas. We had Kristen Winkle back with us last time. She, of course, was with us for 2 episodes straddling season 1 and season 2. We've had Jenfer Britton, who's often here with us, speaking about strengths and remote wellness. We've had Gail Uday, one of my favorite guests, talking about conflict in the remote space. And I know someone that you love as well. We had Teresa talking about the Enneagram. So Michelle, anything you want to say about episode 27?
Let's see. I can't see it. I've got it hit. I've got my chat. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, yes. Just loved celebrating guests. I think that's my most favorite part, is connecting with you, of course, but all the other people that we get to both connect with, but also celebrate and share with others. So even you here on our community call, that works here too. So just know that you're on Jenfer Britton's YouTube. You might be making connections that you don't even know yet. They may be coming through in the days, months, and years ahead. So thank you for that.
Yeah. And coming up in season 2, we'd had a brief discussion with our own Melissa Clausen here. Melissa, we hope to have you with us in season 2, coming across the airways, probably in the first half of 2021. I will reach out when I get out of my to-do list to say, yeah, let's set a date, because I think we're really excited. This whole podcast, of course, started with just like the twinkle of an eye, twinkle of my eye with the remote pathways and the digital dozen. But look at where we've come. We've got mugs. Like Michelle and I have some really exciting vision. And I think maybe let's take us to like the next piece that's coming. So I'm going to go to this because I want to spend a couple of minutes. We'll come back to the quotes. But Michelle, what's going to be new in 2021?
So we're gonna, instead of this being our second community call, our second Thursday of the month, we have a new time and a new topic, new mission here. So it's going to move on the second Thursday of the month to 12:15 in the afternoon. So just give you a little bit more sleeping in time maybe for the day. But then we're going to zoom in on planning, because again, this was something that was really challenging for me and you brought to my life, Jennifer, just that structure, that focus. But it's not just going to be planning for your month. We're going to look at content planning in case you have some messaging in your heart you want to bring out into the world. We just want, or maybe a blog, just different things that you can do. We're going to do some annual planning kicking off in January, and then also probably share some tools with you too. So head on over to remotepathways.com. You'll find the new planning tab where you can explore more information. What else would you like to share, Jen?
Well, I like your term on this. We've been calling it sort of the luncheon plan, right? And
Yeah.
we put a little charge around it so that that can actually help us continue to grow this podcast. So any revenue that's made is going to go back into the podcast so that we can do even more outreach, more impact, and certainly, leveraging the tools in PlanDoTrack and some additional resources. Over the last 3.5 years, since bringing out that whole body of work, I've seen the power of planning and creating the pause, especially if we can do that as a group. And so for the last 36 months, I've been doing these under my own banner of PlanDoTrack. But I think as a Remote Pathways crew, it's really important that we do this as well to help you, as Michelle has put here. Time spent planning helps with focus, prioritization, and productivity. So we want it to be, if you're able to join us on the third Thursday of every month, make this a habit, make this a rhythm. Know that the profit again is going to go back into the podcast to help us expand our reach. We're hoping to have some additional support for us on the social media channels so that we can continue to push the word out about this, because certainly 2021 is still going to be pretty remote for a lot of people. And then I think it's really going to go into the hybrid world for some time to come. So we look forward to continuing to serve. And again, we've got dates. If you head on over to remotepathways.com/planning, which I think might have an .html at the end, or is it just /planning, Michelle? I'll get you to check that one out for me.
Yeah.
But we will see actually the dates for the first 6 months. So we're like carving it in stone. So here,
and I appreciate, and I appreciate you, Linda. She's letting us know. I said the second Thursday. It's the third Thursday of the month. So thank you so much.
I think we were as after I chatted that to you, I'm like, wait, no, you're probably talking about the second time that you meet though on Thursday. But I was taking it as it was the second Thursday of the month. So
no, that's so good. My brain is waking, so I need this. This is good.
Yeah, and this is like check the assumptions, right? So yeah, just to clarify, third Thursday of every month. I think the first month's call will be January 19th. Don't want to create too much confusion. I'll get someone else, but it will start at 12:15. We'll have you off the line over at remotepathways.com/planning. You will see the PayPal links. You can pay in any way. You just register. I'll get a little alert. I will get back to you. If it comes in over the holidays, just know that I will have it, but I will not be working over the holidays. I think like most of us, it's time to take a downtime, right? Like I get a digitally detox for at least a week. And I hope that you will too as well. So with that, we've got a few more goodies to share with you. And our conversation sparker this week is what's possible today that was not possible a year ago? I love this question. What's possible today that was not possible a year ago? As coaches, we're always about holding the space for what's possible. But I think this is an even more powerful inquiry, something for you to continue to percolate on. If you journal, if you reflect, if you go out into nature and walk, like what's possible today that was not possible a year ago. And with that springboard, think about what really could amplify, what really could magnify your 2021 work and reach and impact, influence and intentionality. Michelle, what would you like to say about this week's conversation sparker?
It's just a good one to ponder, right? I'm ready for something new, and I like just a positive perspective on it. Yeah, possibilities.
Possibilities. And our quote of the week is from Theodore Levitt, a renowned economist. Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. And I hope that you've seen our balance of both thinking and doing, right? It's the action and reflection that is really, really critical in creating learning. So we hope that will be an inspiration. Over at the Remote Pathways blog, which is of course under the remotepathways.com website, we are almost at the end of the year. It's week 49 and the focus is innovation. In the next couple of weeks, you'll see the last of the 2020 series. We'll do week 50, 51, 52, and then we're going to start it all again, but in a new format. So coming at you in early January will be some new videos. I'm going to be creating video out of this year's content, and I hope that it will be a reminder that the worksheets will still be there for a short while at least, and you can use those, revisit them. And if you were following along every week this year, really notice what's different. I had earmarked a book actually at the start of the year, and every week that these came out, I printed them off. And so it's really neat because I put notes for myself on like things that were happening. So it's like a journal. Next year, I'm going to keep that same framework, but add writing in a different color pen, just so that I can have a bit of an annual journal to treasure at the end of the year. And that's just an invite for you to think about, how do you want to mark your year? How do you want to capture some of the memories? And I think it's important, you know, for me personally, it's really important. Both of my parents now have dementia at different stages. And I'm thinking, ooh, you know, like, how do I want to capture my memories, just in case genetically I go that way as well. How about you, Michelle? What are you thinking for like the blog and weekly tracking?
I love your idea about the 2 different colored pens. Like I do that in scripture, but I never thought about doing it in journaling, like with the sheets. So I love that idea. I'm capturing that for sure. It's so good. Yeah.
Has anyone used the blog posts? Has there been anything this year that's been useful for you over at the blog?
I don't know if I've shared. I know Jenfer Britton, she uses them. We've used them as a team before, but yeah, if you haven't checked those out, definitely I encourage you to, because they bring again that structure and that focus to the remote working.
And they come out every Wednesday. So it's a bit of a nice reminder or bump just before our Thursday process. So with that, I think that's all we wrote for the year. I think that's about it. Episodes coming up. Yeah, so our first episode, a fun one. We've already recorded it. Episode 28, it's our 2021 vision. And we're going to start the year with intention. We will be back here at our first community call of the month. Again, our same old time. And the first community week is always a 7 a.m. call Eastern. That call will take place on the 7th of January. And we'll have something to support you around vision in your work. Anything you want to say about our next episode that will be coming out in a few weeks, Michelle?
No, I think it's just going to set, like it says, starting the year with intention, and we have some fabulous guests ahead too. So I can't wait till we roll into the new year. And I think that's a wrap for today, because I think in the remote real world that we live in, right, you've got to drive in some snow, right, Jen? So we're going to wrap some things up so you can do school run.
I got to go do a school run because school is still in, thankfully. They made it through the semester. One thing I would want to put out before we wrap up, if you're free tomorrow, that's Friday, December 18th, between 10 and 2 p.m., I am hosting a virtual holiday party in this same Zoom room. Since the first year of my business, I've done year-end group and team programs call. I think back to 17 years ago, it first was phone, then it went to Skype, then it's been on Zoom these last few years, but I'm sort of magnifying that, blowing it up, because 2021 is also my year of amplify my new mastermind. But it's going to be a big day. So from 10 to 2, it's going to be me sharing a little bit about, you know, where group and team programs have gone, and also where I see remote work going in 2021. I'll also be joined by none other than Michelle and her colleagues, the other PlanDoTrack facilitators. They'll be with us from 12:30 to 1:30 talking about remote planning and productivity and teamwork. And then I also have some other colleagues joining who will be speaking on other topics related to helping you focus, helping you sort of get the most out of 2021, as well as some of their work in the area of remote work. So please join us for the virtual holiday party. We may be streaming it if I can figure out the tech. I'm sure I'll figure out the tech within the next 24 hours, but it will also be available online, either as like a 4-hour block or probably like in shorter sound bites. And there's going to be lots of giveaways, including a virtual swag bag. So definitely sign up. Michelle, you say something and I'll get the URL so we can at least share the URL to the swag bag. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yeah. So Amy, Melissa, Linda, if you had one word that you're walking away with from the virtual table today, what's your one word?
Grateful.
Grateful. Good one. Love it.
Yeah.
Ending in gratitude. What was that, Linda?
Inspired.
Inspired. Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was going to say something similar, like excited, just excited to be a part of this group and just for some opportunities for the coming year.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Sorry, Jen.
No, that's good. I'll throw in my my word. Yeah, I think it's gratitude too, right? It's gratitude and the power of intentionality and the power of community, right? Like that is a big stake that I put in the ground around remote work last fall, even before last fall before we launched this. But like I just love seeing how even our community is continuing to shape and grow and be formed. So super excited about that, and hope you'll join us tomorrow and our swag bag. The swag bag is going to be at https:/bit.ly/year-end party 20. That's bit.ly/year-end party 20. So do join us. You don't have to be a fly on the wall. You can be on video. You cannot be on video. As I said, there's sort of an agenda that you can download as well if you head on over there. And just want to wish all of you a wonderful holiday season and a bit of rest and a lot of health. And we'll see you in January for our next call.
Jenfer Britton and Michelle Mullins, thank you so much for hosting this year. It has been such a positive influence in my life and kept me moving forward in times where I felt challenged. So I greatly appreciate the Remote Pathways community. So thank you so much.
Oh, it's a virtual hug. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here with us. So much brings lots of joy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd love to have coffee with you ladies, every morning, 5 minutes of just getting focused. There's power in
Right.
There's power in community, especially, as we're working together to amplify and magnify. That's pretty amazing. What we're given, we want to give it out. But we first have to focus in, and then it comes from there. So thank you for all of you're doing. It's amazing.
Well, to those of you who've been with us all year, and like Amy, I hope you enjoyed your time, Amy, and we'll see you back.
Absolutely.
Here in
Yes. Thank you so much.
Merry
Christmas.
Michelle, you got final words. Did you want to say anything before we wrap?
I think that's the perfect 2 words. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everyone. Be well. We'll see you in 2021. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, Melissa. We'll be in touch for you for 2021.
Have an amazing day, and drive safe.
I wish I was in Costa Rica right now. I think back to 1992, December of 92, and I was in your beautiful country. So enjoy the day. Pura vida. We'll talk soon.
Come next
Take care.
year. Okay?
Yep.
Come next
Bye.
year. Bye.